Awesome. So now we're going to touch on how to create our own content. So we already know that we can find incredible content that gives us engagement, it gives us trust, and it gives us sales from our followers and from the people on Instagram who don't even follow us yet. It gives us that reach as well. So if we can do all these things with finding and reposting and resharing other people's content, why is it that we'd actually even create our own content? So there are two reasons. One is to improve upon the content that's out there, and two is to personalize it. So improving on the content that's out there, meaning we take something that's gone viral, we take something with really incredible results, and we can actually get better results once we understand the framework of what made it go viral in the first place, which is why I tell you to break down the success formula, such as Mike Austin's swing. And then we can improve that content and repost it and have it do even better than that first viral account that shared it. And even, I keep talking in the frame of being viral, but something that is building trust. If we can look at, it could be a stat in the industry that your competitor posted, and it could be a stat that helps you build trust with that industry or helps you build trust with that user, then you're probably going to want to improve that and repost that under your account. So it's not just about creating engagement and reach, but it's also about getting that trust and affinity built up. And then of course the sales. If you see a strong sales post somewhere else and you know what made it a strong sales post, we can improve it and use it for ourselves. And the second factor, of course, is personalizing that. So if you did find someone in your industry, say you sell, say you run a bakery and you see another bakery have a promotion on their bakery with a strong sales piece of content, you will be able to copy that, use that framework that worked for them and put in your own branding, put in your own products, put in everything, just plug and play and get the same results that they got on that sales post. So improving content. So this is the theory called the skyscraper theory. So it's about improving people's content. So you can see here, there is a skyscraper in the building, and you want to see these as Instagram posts. Which posts have done the best? And this is within a niche. So this is within the one blue city, and this one blue city can be, say we run we'll stick with bakery. And these are all the posts in the niche of bakery. And you can see there's this one post that did exceedingly well. It's gone viral. It's got a lot of engagement on it. A lot of people have shared it and discovered it. What do? We can take that exact same formula and improve upon it to get even more success and skyscraper and build just one story higher than the original piece of content because we've improved on it. So say it's 10 tips for making the best cake. We could create a post that says 12 tips for making the best cake, make it a high production value, and repost that content, and therefore we've improved that within our niche. So remember, you need to go to the Discover tab. This is from the last lecture, just giving you a quick refresh, and choose the post that has performed really well. You want to look at the user who has posted the image and make sure that that is their standout post. And if it's not, you can go and see their other posts and see which other post has the most engagement and is the most standout golden piece of content that you can then improve. So this is an example that we did for you. It was a glazed artisan. I'm not exactly sure how that's said, but you can see they posted 2 jam donuts stacked on top of each other, and it went quite viral and was really well shared. So Angelina Bakery, New York City, has obviously seen this. They've seen the type of content that's done well, and they can improve on it, such as posting this much bigger, much more delicious looking chocolatey donut. And you can see that they've taken that golden content from their competitor, and they're like, we can do this too. We have these products. We have better looking things. They've improved upon it, and they've reposted it, keeping the same underlying structure of the photo that has caused it to be successful in the first place. So here are a couple of successful posts on Instagram. There's our jam donut one. Here's a Steve Jobs quote, which is basically it's posted in a very interesting on a white background with blue tick, make sure that everyone knows he's verified. Doesn't make sense to hire smart people and tell them what to do. We hire smart people so they can tell us what to do. Is their quote that's done well for that account. And what we've done is we've asked ourselves, what are the keys to that content success? So you need to make sure you're writing this down in your workbook. What are the keys to the content success that has done well in your niche? Because that is how we know we have to improve it. You have to write down the keys to it, and then you have to write down how you can optimize and maximize that key for your niche. So seeing how the key to this success was the deliciousness of the donut, how yummy they looked. And this next photo, the one that Angelina's Bakery, New York City improved, looks so much more delicious than the first one. They've just improved the factors that made it viral in the first place. So here's another one, Hypebeast. If you are a sneakerhead or if you are selling shoes in your Instagram account, you can go and see in your niche, these shoes did really, really well. You're like, cool, we're selling these shoes too. We're going to go model these in the street in a person with a cool bouquet background, because we know that this sort of content and this sort of shoe is popular, and we know it'll do really well. Again, you can improve the content by not only just copying it over into your own products, but you can do something like this. So this is building trust and affinity with your audience. You can see Steve Jobs' quotes there on the left, the plain one, and you can put his face up there. You can put the white text down the bottom. You can still put the verified tick in there if you wanted, but you want to see how you can recycle and improve the successful content on Instagram that you have found in order to make it do better for your account. So this is the second one. You can see that little animation showed you. We've taken something from a different niche now. So if we go in, you can see this red niche over here is, say we're a bakery in the blue niche, but we see something in, say, the sports apparel niche. Say Nike's done something really cool. And what we can do is we can actually take that content from Nike and make it applicable to our niche. If they did a really cool mix-up video on their products as a walkthrough through the store, you can also be like, wow, that did really well. We're going to do a really cool mix-up video with fun music in the background that's a walkthrough of our store, even though it's a bakery and not a sports apparel store, because we know that people are going to like it still. So we can personalize it, it's called, and bring it back to our niche and bring it back to our brand. So here's a good example of that. So you take successful content and make it relevant for your audience. So you can tweak your quote, you can add your own branding to it, you can include your own products in it, but basically you take the initial foundation of it and you bring it back to your own branding, put your own quotes in there, include your own products in there, and you make it yours. And this is going to help people build affinity and trust with your account and not just you sharing other people's content. So you can see over here on the right is a great example of this. Entertainment is the handle here, is the user account, which I think is Entrepreneur Entertainment. And you can see the quote down the bottom. Do you think your mindset is important? Well, of course, mindset is important. It is the rule that controls our actions. And if that rule, I don't know if they've worded this well, but if the rules are broken, then it will break you. What do you think? You can see English is not a perfect English is not a requirement for being successful on Instagram, but you can see up in the photo they've got, even there, none can destroy. None can destroy iron, but its own rust can. I think it's supposed to be no one, but let's just try and ignore this English here. It's a good example of you don't need to be perfect on Instagram. You just need to see what works. The general gist works much better than the finer details. Likewise, none can destroy a person, but his own mindset can. So you can see here they are talking about something that is not even in the industry. They're talking about rust, destroying iron, and mindset destroying a person. They've taken something far out of the industry and they've made it a fun fact with a did you know, and they got rusty iron and then non-rusty iron next to each other, and it's like this is not in their niche, but they've taken something that's successful and made it relevant and personalized it for their niche. And I'm going to show you exactly how you can do this using the incredible tool of Canva in the walkthrough at the end of this module. But you need to know that we can also create this incredible content, not just in the virality part of things, not just in the engagement and reach part of things, but we can create and model and personalize content that other people have posted by by just looking at what has done well. So on the left here, here's a great example of how to build trust. This person is a dressmaker, and here is a video, a time lapse of them making a dress. And instead of just posting that dress and being like, hey, here's $1,000 for this dress and it's yours, you can actually see the process that they've gone through, the labor they've gone through. You build trust, you build affinity. You're like, wow, this person works hard on this dress, and you really just want to know more about them. You may want to see more photos and videos of it. So you can copy this by doing a time lapse of, say, if you run a bakery, how we make our jam donuts, and you can just do a time lapse and people are like, wow, that's amazing, that's delicious. And you can take this content that did well in the dress world and bring it back to your niche in the bakery world, or whatever niche it is that you're in. Here's another one. Again, I'm just going to keep highlighting this because it's very powerful, but it's creating behind the scenes content. You can see this is one from Sidemen. How many calories could you eat in a day? Behind the scenes photos from this week's Sidemen Sunday. So you can see he's just eating a lot of calories. He's on the ground, he's sore, he's hurting. There's a camera in his face, and it makes people want to watch that video when it comes out. It makes people see that these are just people who are having fun and doing their thing, and they don't need to be a high production quality value. And you can very easily do that for you. You take a photo of the bakery kitchen, take a photo of people in bakery hats, or whatever it is you need. You can very easily replicate that and improve it and personalize it for your niche. One last one is a sales one. You can see Albert's Grocery has taken this Amazon Fresh promotion, and they have used it, this is an example of course, to their own benefit, giving a big coupon off their first $300 delivery. Links in the bio for it, but they've taken the framework and they've personalized content that other people are posting, such as Amazon, that have proven to do well. This is a very successful piece of content that is doing incredibly well. So that is what you need to know. You need to know that you can not only improve, but you can personalize this content that you go out there and find. And any other content that you're posting needs to have the purpose of engagement, trust and affinity, or sales. But at the core of it, you can't just make it up on the spot. You want to go out and see which ones and which pieces of content are really optimized for these three factors out there in the real world and what has already been successful. So you can use Canva, which we're going to show you how to do that, to improve it and personalize it for your account.